welcome back to the Spider's Web, and today we're going to be carrying on with our zombies from the base game of Last Night on Earth. I couldn't remember what it was called but yeah, that's what we've got so far. Just got these two to do for the base game, and they have to sort out which of the hero figures for the base game need to be done, but I think I'm just going to try and get at least the zombies done first before I start on anything else, because I want to get the one of the faction, or the last faction pack for Dungeon Command completed before I start looking for people to join me in that game. So let's get these done and see where we go from there, shall we? Okay, so let's just do a quick recap of what we've done so far. The first ones we did were these, that I affectionately call the Gimme a Hug zombies. They are based, fully completed. All they need is just a coat of varnish or whatever over it, well, the purity seal that I use. Stop them getting all the paint getting scraped off during play, but they're done. Next we had, no, I just confused myself. These were the first ones I did. These were the brown Gimme a Hug zombies. Then I did the green Gimme a Hug zombies. Okay, because I wanted to do all the Gimme a Hug zombies, but I was only going to do the brown, the full lot of brown. Shut up. I was only going to do the full lot of brown. Shut up. I've only going to do the laddie. Hushed. Shush. Lie down. So I was only going to do the full lot of brown zombies, but I wanted to do each one of the Gimme a Hug zombies, if you remember. So these are the ones I did for the brown. Sorry, see, these are the ones I did for the green. Ooh. They are based. All I've done is put the base coat on them, on the bases. I haven't finished those off yet, so they need to be finished off, and I will do that after I've washed the two we're doing today. And then finally we did these two, well, we did these three actually. But I'm just going to show you one of them because they're all to exactly the same stage. All I've done with these, obviously painted them because they're in the last few videos. Once they've dried, I've put on the dark earth paste from Vallejo that I got from eBay. That's what I put on the base. So it's a case now of doing the base coat on the base and then finishing off. And let's get on with these two. Okay, so what are we doing? Same as normal. We'll get our Nurgling green and just in case you can see some spots of water here and there, I had a bit of an accident when I was setting up the lights again. I knocked my water pot, so I've spilled a bit of water. But anyway, we have the Nurgling green, and we have the Screaming Skull, which we use for the flesh. So let's put models to one side and get the paints out and continue there. We want it fairly dark-ish for this one, as always. Not as much of the Screaming Skull in it. We want it to look like it's sort of like rotting flesh kind of thing. So we still want the green tint to it, and we'll use a little bit of water just to keep it more fluid. I'll stop it drying up too much, and we don't want a great amount of paint mixed for this because there's not much flesh that's going to be done, but where there is flesh we paint. And we have a face here that needs to be done. Try and get into, don't forget to try and get into the neck and throat area. And don't forget there's an ear on either side of the head, which I have a tendency of forgetting about. So it's not a case of do as I do, not as I say. Sorry, it's not a case of do as I say, not as I do. It's a case of I make the mistakes on camera, so you can start shouting at me on camera for making the mistakes, and it will remind you not to make the same ones when you come along to paint yours. And that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. So the rest of the clothing. And for this we're going to swap over. Let's have a look at the figures that we've done so far. There they are. And I think we're going to do some lighter browns for these two. So we'll start with Ungor flesh. And we'll do the jacket in one in Ungor. In fact, he's wearing a t-shirt, so I'll do a t-shirt in this Ungor flesh for one character, and the trousers, jeans, chinos, whatever they may be, of the other zombie character. That looks a much better option to do. And unfortunately I've put a bit too much paint on the brush for this, and it's not, it's like filling in areas that I don't really want filling in, but hopefully once it's dried it should be okay. And we'll get the trousers of this fella done. Here we are. As I said, we'll darken them up anyway with the Agrax Earth shade when I come to do the wash very soon, so that's not an issue with them looking pale now. And let's face it, with some of the trouser colours that we've got at the moment, reds and whatever, these aren't too bad. So, well, following on from the channel update video I did last night, I've already had one person saying they would like to see me do one of the fighting fantasy books, so someone seems to be on my wavelength over that one. It's something I'd like to do, but again I just want to see how many people would like me to do it, and get thoughts of people as to what they what's what I'm looking for, what they think of the idea of me doing these videos. That's it. Thoughts, people, I mean, the thoughts, ideas, and whatever, the comments of subscribers for people like me who do these channels are always helpful. I mean, you can get the ones who just nitpicking and name calling and stuff like that, which obviously isn't helpful, but when it comes down to it, serious ideas, serious thoughts, serious suggestions even are always helpful in a situation like this. So I look forward to them immensely, so please keep them coming. A couple of people have mentioned that my sound has been a bit low on some of these. Now I'm not sure whether that's to do with I changed over from Windows XP to Windows 7 just after Christmas, and I'm trying to get to grips with the Movie Maker on that because it's slightly different, and nothing seems to, altering the volume doesn't seem to help very much. It always seems to be low on that, so I don't know whether it's anything to do with that or whether it's because of the way I've set the camera up, because the camera I've got, I can't fit a microphone to it, so it's the built-in microphone that's on the camera, so I don't know whether it's I'm sort of like standing a little bit further away from the camera or not, or whether it's the movie editing software that I'm using or whatever. But hopefully, if you'll bear with me, I can I'm trying to get it sorted. I'm trying to make little adjustments here and there as to what to try and improve matters, and I just hope that I can sort it out very soon. Okay, so I've used Ungor flesh. Now I'm going to be using rat skin flesh. I'll use that for the shirt, or the t-shirt of the one that I've done the trousers on. And I'll use it for the trousers of the shirt, the one I've done the shirt on. In fact, no, I won't. I'll do this on the jacket of the one I've done the shirt on. And I'll go back to Steel Legion drab because I like that one for clothing. And I'll use that for the jacket of one and the trousers of the other. There we go. So that's the rat skin flesh done on the t-shirt with that chappy, and now we'll do it on the jacket here, and then Steel Legion drab will come into play, and we'll get the jacket and the trousers done, and then it's just a case then of giving it all a wash. And so I have now got plans for my channel out in the open, so I'm going to have to get on with it now and get things done, so I can put those plans into action. I said I really want to get the D&D stuff done. I'm really looking forward to those ones, and I'm hoping I can start doing the Ascension gameplay. I might leave that until at least Saturday, so I can take it to the club with me on Friday evening. But I'll see what happens. I have now got 4 of the mini expansions for Sentinels of the Multiverse. I keep calling it Sentinels of the Universe, and did that on the update video. And had to make little comments or add little messages to the video as to what it actually is. But as I say, yesterday I was having a really bad fibro day. Mind you, saying that though, on Friday when I got the game I was calling it Multi-Nulls of the Sentiverse, and not realising I was saying it all wrong. And I was wondering why I was getting really strange looks. I wasn't really, because I'm used to getting really strange looks, but it was like stranger than usual looks every time I said it. But yeah, we had a game of that. I enjoyed it. It was I watched a few of the gameplay videos online. Robert at Black Belt Gaming I did the first one that I saw, and I thought that looks a cracking game, and I've been trying my best to get hold of it ever since. And I say it came into stock at Grimtree Games a couple of weeks ago, as I noticed, so it was ordered, it was bought, and I'm now going to be concentrating on getting the full set for that while it's while it's possible. And then I shall be looking at Ascension and trying to get the expansions for those, even though they've got a shed load of games that I really want to get expansions for. Yeah, we'll get there. Oh, so many games, so little money. Right, so there's our trousers and t-shirts done, and our shirt and jacket done here. Let's get the Steel Legion drop out. And it's jacket time over here. I like Steel Legion drop. I like using this with the khaki type greens that we have, because it looks really nice with them. But unfortunately, with these being the brown zombies, I can't use green. The only green that's going to be on the zombies is the flesh colour. But oh well, they have to be differentiated against, so it may as well be with the clothing. There's also a game of zombies I would like to do. I forgot all about that. I'm going to have to sort something out for that. I know Steve Dutton will not be joining us for that one, because he really doesn't like that game. And there's Munchkin as well, we haven't done, which I've had for a while. I'd also like to do another one of Flux. I think we did one. It wasn't a games night video, but I was round at my nephews and niece, or well, my ex-wife's sisters, and playing with my nephew and her partner at the time. So if you remember that video, we did that. But I'd really like to do a proper one. And there's Dixit. We haven't done Dixit. We need a few bodies around for that one though, to make it worthwhile doing. I've got plenty of options. I have got a good few 2-player games, which I could probably do with try and learn with Steve Dutton or a couple of others. I have the Star Wars living card game from Fantasy Flight, as you know, so I may have a bash at that one, even though we both prefer Star Trek. As you could probably tell from the background in the thingy video, the update video, there's a picture in the background that I bought a while ago. Which featured some of the first officers from the different series of Star Trek, so you may have caught a glimpse of that one. I've also got one that has the captains on it, but unfortunately they had a small picture for the captains and a large picture for the first officers. So unfortunately I couldn't get both the same size, so oh, never mind, that's another story. So let's get the trousers done. Okay, not long to go now before we can get the Agrax Earth shade on. There we go. I'm not sure at all now whether I like these brushes. I like the fact that the nylon bristles are quite long and they hold a bit of paint, but they don't seem to feel right, if you know what I mean. Okay, so there's the last of the base sets Brown Zombies base coated. So now it's just simply a case of cleaning my brush out again, getting out the Agrax Earth shade and giving it a go over with that, and when that's all done we can put it to one side, and I can paint up the bases on the models that I haven't done yet. So let's do this one while it's, I know this one's dry. We're going to be doing face. Make sure, as always when you're doing this, that the wash goes quite heavily into the recesses. That is what we're looking for this. We don't want it just skimming over once. The recess is completely filled in with this, and the reason we want that is because we want the shadows there. In case that had to be explained to you, which I doubt. But you know, I might get some comments saying, well, why do you want it on the recesses? Well, that's the reason. You need the recesses to give that shadow, that darkness, that depth. As you can see there, it's now darkening up the clothing and it's giving those little recesses just that little bit of depth and shadow, so that you can actually see that it's a 3D figure rather than just a 2D. There we go. So that's those models done. It's a case of letting that wash dry now. So while we're doing that, we can turn our attention back to our other models. There we are. Now I'm going to keep out the rat skin flesh, the Young Flesh and the Steel Legion Drab, because they are the ones. Where have I put the Steel Legion Drab? Oh, there it is. I'm going to keep them separate to the others because they're the ones we've just used and I don't want to forget which ones they were. Okay, so let's go back to these. Now what we've done with these, as you can probably tell, these two are darker, these two are quite paler. These two have had the base coat, as I said earlier, over it with the Rhinox hide when I can find it. So there we are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over these with the Rhinox hide now, and when that's done I can show you how I finish them off. So I'm going to change back to my Citadel brushes for this. Because I just find them a better brush than those other ones. I can get more coverage and they don't seem to splatter the paint around everywhere. Oops, I'm off camera here, sorry. Hadn't realised that. I've probably gone off camera a little bit on the others as well because I hadn't realised how far down the camera was pointing. If I have, I do apologise. I'm just not been with it these last couple of days, so that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it because it's true. So we just go over with a coating of the Rhinox hide over all of the model, or all of the model's base rather. That's around the edges and along the top where I've put the paste. The paste you just basically apply with a scraggy old brush. Don't use any of your good ones though, because it can stick in between the bristles and ruin them. So just use a cheap pack of brushes or something and use a small one of those. I suppose depending on what scale you're working on, you could also use like a palette knife or a cocktail stick, something like that, to apply and put the texture on. So just use a scraggy old brush. This is the brush I used for applying the paste. It's a scraggy old one. And finally this one. And I'm doing this now in the hope that when I've done the finishing touches to the two green zombies, that they will be dry enough for me to do the whole thing back to back. I'm not going to do it on camera because you'll have seen me do it on the other two and you know what I've been doing, and I don't want to be wasting more of your time. But this is basically all it is. Just slap, as I keep saying time and time again, you just slap the paint on. Get some coverage there, get some coverage. Right, that's the Rhinox hide completed with. And oh Lord, it's snowing. Oh good Lord, it's snowing. 3 days before Valentine's Day and it's snowing. Lovely. Right, so what I usually do now with these is Screaming Skull. Could use Talon Sand, Steel Legion Drab if you wish. Just basically get as little on the brush as you can get and just waft over the surface, wafty wafty wafty. There is too little on there because I do actually want some, I want it to be seen, I don't want it to be just hinted at on this. That's better. Oops. There's one. And it doesn't look as though the bases I've just painted with the Rhino Cider dry enough for doing this. In fact they're not, I can see they aren't. So I won't be doing those yet. Oops. A little bit too much on this one I think, but never mind. There we are. So them two are done. You could, if you want, if you don't like it that pale, go over with Agrex Earth Shade. In fact I think I will, because I'm not quite happy with that. Oh yeah. You can do that on the odd one here and there. You don't have to do it on each one, but that's that. Anyway, let's have a quick recap of what we've done today. We've painted, base coated rather, and washed these two chaps. We've painted the bases, or base coated the bases on these three chaps, and we finished off these two young ladies. So they can be put to one side, they are finished with. I will finish these when the paints have dried, and the next time we come back we'll be highlighting and finishing these off. So until then I will move these over so we've got something to look at while I say until next time, take care, God bless, and bye for now.